Hey guys, what is up? It is me, Pagey here, once again with another video on, well, The Flash Season 4 and I guess Arrow, Legends, Supergirl, all of it. So this is going to be another Q&A video, as we all should know, we're in the mid-season break at the moment. So yeah, there's not a lot of stuff to talk about to the Q&A videos, just to, allow stuff to be uploaded to the channel, I guess. So yeah, I did ask you guys to leave questions in reply to a post I put on the community tab. The community tab is like a new feature for a lot of creators. So it's a very good feature, and it's where I'm going to be starting or getting questions for these Q&As in the future. So have a look there, see what it's like, get used to it, and yeah. So let's get straight into it. So question 1 is from Arsan Masood, I think that's how you pronounce it, and he goes, what do you think episode 15 of The Flash Season 4 will be about? Its title has been leaked as Enter Flash Time. Will it have any connections, with Flashpoint or time travel? So I did see some episode titles pop up. They had confirmed a couple of them a while ago because they had like working titles for like the filming of certain episodes. Like episode 11 is called the elongated Night Rises, I think it is, like the Dark Knight Rises. So it's obviously a Ralph Dibny centric episode, that being episode 11. I think episode 10 is actually called Trial of the Flash, which makes sense because that's basically the storyline they're going for. I don't know if I'd seen episode 15 being called Enter Flash Time. I hadn't really looked into it, to be completely honest. But just going by the title, I don't think it will have any connections to Flashpoint or time travel. I think it's going to all have something to do with Barry's time in the Speed Force. And I think because this is episode 15, it's like, the middle of the back half, if that makes sense. So I think I'm going to be diving into maybe some stuff that Barry learned in the Speed Force that will lead to, taking down the Thinker come the end of the season. So this could be an episode where we learn everything about those little symbols, or just maybe like little hints as to what those symbols can mean. Then in the next couple episodes following that, we learn completely what they're all about. But I think that's what it might be about, like Barry re-going over his time in the Speed Force and us learning more about what certain things could mean that we are sort of confused about at this point. Question 2 comes from Sahib Singh, and he asks, do you think Kara will end up with Brainiac 5? So Brainiac 5 is going to be debuting in episode 10 of Supergirl this season. He's a part of the Legion of Superheroes. In the Justice League animated series, is it Justice League Unlimited? I think it's Unlimited. Kara and him are a couple. I don't know if it's in the comics as well. I think it is. I think that's Kara's that's the relationship she's mainly in, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. The fact that he's going to be on the show, you think they might have little hints to it. I guess the fact that Mon-El's in the show would put a bit of a dampener on that happening, but I don't know if they'll necessarily be together or end up together, but they might have little hints to it. So maybe because Mon-El's with, is it Imra, Saturn Girl, maybe Brainiac 5 and Kara might have something going on. Who knows? We'll have to wait and see. Hopefully, if they do, it's not a main focus, because as you know, when Supergirl focuses on relationships, it can have some issues. So that's why Mon-El coming back into the picture could cause some issues, but hopefully they have figured out the formula in which to do the relationships, but not on the level where it sort of ruins the season of the show. So hopefully they figured that out. Question 3 comes from Wolves of the Wild, and he goes, hey Pagey, your videos are great, thank you very much. Anyway, here's my Flash question. Won't Dominic's body eventually start decelerating or deteriorating in health too if the Thinker stays in it long enough? Also, if he ended up taking control of a Team Flash member, who do you think it would be? So in regards to the first part, won't Dominic's body eventually start deteriorating, blah, 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 if the Thinker stays in it long enough? Well, if you watch the end of the mid-season finale again, Clifford DeVoe talks about Dominic and his power set being the reason as to why the Thinker is going in there. So I don't know if he was saying that because Dominic has the telepathic abilities, that's why DeVoe could put his consciousness and stuff like that in Dominic's body, or maybe he was saying his powers allow the Thinker to go in there, but not have the same effects that were on the Clifford DeVoe's body. So the brain takes all the energy and power away from the rest of his body. Maybe Dominic's power set stops that from happening. So DeVoe can just stay in there as long as he wants, and he won't start to deteriorate like the Clifford DeVoe body did. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see, because if DeVoe has to keep bouncing from body to body, it would be a bit of an issue. So maybe him jumping into Dominic's body allows the deterioration to stop. But we'll have to wait and see in regards to that, I guess. And in regards to the second question of if he ended up in a Team Flash member's body, who would it be? I think Wells. I think it'd be pretty cool to see DeVoe in Wells. I know we've seen like Wells being used as like a shell with Eobard Thawne and stuff, and even Grodd, I guess, in last season's like 2-part little thing. But seeing that they've done it before, it wouldn't surprise me if they would do it again and have Harry Wells this time be controlled by DeVoe. So I think that's what they would do if they were going to do something like that. Question 4 comes from Kid Flash, and they ask, would you prefer Wally to join Titans or Legends of Tomorrow, and why? So yeah, Wally, he's going to be back in some episodes of the back half of this season of The Flash, maybe all of it. I think he was there filming last week, so they're probably up to like 13 or something. I think he was there just before they went on break, so that's about episode 13, I think. In regards to him joining Titans, I think Titans is in its own separate thing, so I don't think they're going to have Kid Flash on there at all. But then again, they might want to get through season 1 of Titans, and then they might establish that it's in like the multiverse of the Arrowverse. Who knows? But we'll have to wait and see in regards to that. But I think Titans might be its own thing. But yeah, so I wouldn't count on Wally appearing on there. And in regards to Legends of Tomorrow, they did confirm, Mark Guggenheim confirmed that an existing Arrowverse character would be joining the Legends to replace sort of like the Firestorm, like the 2 Firestorm characters. Only one, not multiple, just one Arrowverse character. So a lot of people have been like theorizing, okay, who's going to be? It's an established character that we're basically all familiar with. A lot of people want Wally to join. I've given my reasons as to why I don't think Wally should join, and to sum that up quickly, he's too overpowered. A speedster's too overpowered. The good thing with the Legends is none of them are, like, they'd be very powerful with their powers, but they all have a weakness. So like Zari and Amaya, if they don't have their totems, they're basically pointless. Like, there's not much going on there. Ray without his suit, etc., with all the characters. Like with Sarah, she's just a human. Like if she gets shot, she's dead and she doesn't have any protective suit or anything like that. So a lot of the characters have weaknesses. But if Wally goes there, a speedster is very overpowered. So I just think it would make the show just lose some of its charm, if you want to call it that. So that's my reasoning as to why I don't think Wally should join Legends. If he joined, I'd be like, okay, they're probably going to have to implement reasons for Wally to be like weakened at certain points of the season, just to make him not overpowered. But I think he could work with the team if he did join. But personally, I just don't think he should join. I think that maybe should just keep him connected to Flash and just make him like a recurring character for certain parts of the season. Maybe similar to like Thea on Arrow. Like the amount of episodes that she appears throughout the season, they maybe should do that with Wally. Question 5 comes from General DC, and they ask, is Damien Darhk's daughter on Legends of Tomorrow Season 3 the same one from Arrow Season 4? The answer to that is yes, but it's obviously a much older version. Now, I think on Legends she's referred to as Eleanor, and on Arrow she was referred to as Nora. Nora, it can be used as like a shortened down version of Eleanor. So they're the same character, just one's from like 20 years in the future, if not maybe 30 years in the future as well. So hopefully they dive into that in Legends when we come back to Season 3. I'm assuming they will, because they might have to explain like why or where this version of Eleanor Darhk or Damien Darhk's daughter is from. So I think that's what they're going to do, and also explain where she came into contact with her powers. Because she basically has the same power set as her father, so you'd have to assume the origin of where she got those powers is the same, and they might dive into that. Or they could just make it that Malice just chose her, gave her the powers because he would need Damien Darhk later down the track to achieve what he wanted to achieve. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see when Legends comes back to see what's going on there. And question 6, our last question, we're only doing a couple because, you know, a lot of the questions are like combined to the same thing. And this question comes from Valentine. They ask, in episode 7 of season 1, Eobard Thawne name drops Ralph Dibny as one of the victims of the particle accelerator. Why doesn't Barry, Cisco, or Caitlin mention this? Now, a lot of people have asked this. I've mentioned it in videos, like a lot of videos in the past, but I understand that people might have watched them and maybe forgot what I said there, or maybe just didn't watch them, maybe they're new subscribers. A lot of people have asked about this of recent, especially since maybe people have come across this YouTube video or other people have brought this. I've been bringing this up since they announced the casting of Ralph Dibny, and even before that when I was saying they could bring the elongated man onto the show. This is just basically a simple, let's just hope people forgot about it. I think that's essentially what it is. I think it's a simple, let's just hope people forgot about it and don't pick up on it. Obviously, due to the internet and just simple things like that, a lot of people are going to pick up on this. Basically, anyone that Googles Ralph Dibny, like Arrowverse, is going to learn that they name dropped him in season 1, and he was associated, and like Harrison Wells knew of him, and all the other characters should have known of him as well, or at least Caitlin, and maybe Cisco as well. This is just a simple, like, as I said, let's just hope people forget about it. And it's like an attempt at a retcon without actually retconning it at the same time. So it's a bit confusing. It's a bit lazy as well by the writers, because I think they could have worked what they've set up in season 1 and twisted it and like worked it into this season with Ralph's origin, but they just decided not to do that. So it's a bit lazy, but I think it's just, as I said, it's a simple, let's just do it. Hope people don't pick up on it and just move on. People have picked up on it. I don't think it's that big of an issue because I don't really care about it too much. It was a simple name drop. It's not like they mentioned it multiple times throughout season 1 and then season 2. It was quickly mentioned in season 1. It was a quick little Easter egg, and they probably at that time didn't think they would actually use the Ralph Dibny character. But now in season 4, they've decided to use him. So yeah, I think it's just as simple. Let's just do it. Hope people forget and move on. But thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, it would be awesome if you could drop a like in the video, show your support. Let me know in the comments section down below your different opinions on the questions I've answered, and if you have any different, as I said, opinions and thoughts. And of course, if you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. I'll catch you later, guys. Goodbye.